Syngonium plant, or the arrowhead plant as it is commonly called, is a beautiful ornamental foliage plant which is grown for its trailing and beautiful look. Hi everyone and welcome to Fresh from my garden. In today's video I am sharing some of the Syngonium varieties from our garden and also few care tips for this beautiful foliage plant. We have four varieties in our garden which are kept in shaded areas outdoors as well as indoors. This is a trailing plant which has similar features of the money plant, and you can see that we have a moss stick to support this plant that is planted in a pot. It can also be grown in hanging pots, and as it trails down it looks really beautiful. This is one variety which we have outdoors in our front garden, right outside the front door, where it receives a lot of bright light but not any direct sunlight. Direct sunlight can cause these leaves to get burnt, but a little bit of morning sunlight will not do any harm to this plant. We also have a couple of varieties like these two varieties that we have indoors. It's in a pot that is facing a south window where it gets a lot of bright light. It is planted along with a couple of phytonias to make a beautiful plant arrangement for our indoor garden. In the two varieties that we have in this pot, one has lemonish green leaves with a pink or a red line running down the middle of the leaf, and the other one is a slightly different shade of whitish with green lines in the border. Syngoniums or arrowhead plants are beautiful house plants that you can grow indoors and keep it in a bright, well lit area so that it can continue to grow well. We had a syngonium plant initially, and when we had kept it in a place where it didn't have too much sunlight or enough bright light to grow, it started to shed its leaves. So make sure these plants, when placed indoors, have enough light. This is the pink syngonium that we have outside on our balcony. This spot in our balcony also doesn't receive any direct sunlight, but it receives a lot of bright light. Here we have some new seedlings that start to pop up. Just like money plant, Syngonium also has a lot of nodes, and we can take cuttings at those nodes to propagate and grow new plants, or the nodes can be placed back into the soil so that there is new bushy growth for the plants. These are a few Syngonium varieties that we got out of cuttings. We had taken a few cuttings from my parents' garden, and these plants are grown from cuttings, and they have really grown well. And you can see the small cutting here from which we have planted this. Instead of having a trailing effect, if you want a more bushy look on the plants, as these plants grow new nodes, you can place them back into the soil, and from those nodes, you will get new growth, and that will create a bushy look. Here we have a pink syngonium that is growing on our terrace. It usually gets only the morning sun, the sun from the east, but in spite of that, when there is harsh sunlight during the day, it tends to get a little burnt. And here you can see how the leaves are a little disformed, and also the leaf has been burnt. Due to excess heat or lack of water, the leaves could also get a little wrinkly like this and also burnt like this. So, in our experience, we have noticed that this plant grows well in bright lit areas indoors or in semi shaded spots outdoors, but it doesn't tolerate too much of direct sunlight. And this is another one that we have, which is the goosefoot syngonium, which is growing indoors at a bright lit window. You might have noticed that in our garden we have regular sized and mini sized syngoniums. The regular sized are suitable to grow outdoors where they have bigger and better foliage, and the mini sized are ideal for small pots that you can keep on your desk or windowsills. So these are the few varieties of syngoniums that we have in our garden and which I have shared with you in today's video. Hope you liked today's video. If you're watching our videos regularly and haven't yet subscribed, please do subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching Fresh from my garden.